And welcome to my YouTube channel today. It's another day and it's another scholarship. If you're just viewing for the first time, I would like to ask you, where have you been all along? Where have you been? But if you're a returning viewer, I hope that you're putting your applications together and gathering your documents just in case you don't have them handy, so that you don't miss out on certain scholarship opportunities. And without further ado, on Scholarship Home here, we have quite a number of scholarships, and I'd just love you to take out your time to check them. Some of our videos scholarships include the following. Take out your time and check them. There are some essays, some guide materials on how to clinch your scholarships, and it'll help you. It'll help you. So go ahead and check out which one suits you and which one do you intend to go vie for, and launch the application for it. So today we are going to Canada for another MasterCard funded scholarship. Welcome to UBC, University of British Columbia, for scholarship. Now, let's go quickly through the program. You can see that the program is comprehensive and provided for the sub-Saharan Africa students or citizens. This is their area of interest, sub-Sahara. Those in the sub-Sahara. So if you fall within any of the sub-Saharan states, then you're eligible for this scholarship. And the program requires you to have a few things. You can see academically talented, yet economically marginalized group. And if you fall within here, then I assure you that you're a perfect fit for the scholarship. So why not go ahead and put in an application for yourself? Now let's go through it. You can see the scholarship includes 70. The total number of masters. Okay. In the previous years, the scholarship used to be available for both undergraduate and graduate. However, in recent times, there's no much about the undergraduate scholarship, and you can see in the undergraduate process. So without further ado, we'll go through the graduate process for the scholarship and see what it entails and what is required. Okay, so welcome to it. And you can see that application is open for 2024 intake. Application is open for 2024 intake. That means you can begin to put your application for this scholarship. And what's the eligibility requirement? Let's check it out. Okay, so there are key things to take note of. You can read up. First of all, primarily is the bachelor's degree that you must not already have a graduate or PhD. So you can apply that as for master's or PhD for the scholarship. It's fully funded, and you must not be born before 1988. So if you're born in 1988, you're still eligible, but anything 1987, you're not eligible. So take note, look at it. Some of the unique things you need to take note of includes the fact that you are presently economically disadvantaged and you are from sub-Saharan Africa, or a citizen or refugee in any of these states as listed here. You can check that out and then demonstrate leadership and all of that. You can read up the remaining. Now to the programs, of course. They have a range of programs that this scholarship is covering for this intake. And the program is in 3 faculties. We have forestry, sustainable forest management, international forestry, geomatics for environmental management, and you can read up that and all of that. And so with that being said, you can go ahead and open up any one of the scholarship or the admission process to see what it looks like. Now let's check out the important deadlines. What are the deadlines? Yeah, so these are the deadline dates that we must take note of. The step one is when your eligibility is assessed. So once you put in your application, the first thing that happens is that your eligibility is assessed. And to do that signifies or explains that you put in application for scholarship first before you even begin to process certain admission. Now, step two is MasterCard Foundation Scholarship Program application must be submitted by December 1st. So you just have about 15-16 days from now. But if you've been watching or following any of my videos, you'd have been gathering some of your documents and it wouldn't be a challenge for you to put in application at the right time now. And so you put in application, and then by January, the following faculty will consider your application, and once you are considered to be eligible, they'll give you a green light to forward in application. Now, applicants applying to this program should consider different deadlines. Late submissions will not be allowed. So you need to take note. For MasterCard scholarship, your application deadline is this. Once you submit, they give you a green light. Once you receive a green light that you're eligible and you can go ahead and apply. Apply before any of these deadlines, depending on the faculty where your program falls. And then we need to check out the steps to apply so that we understand what it entails for us. So the first thing is that you decide your program of interest. You can see now, consult the link below identifying the minimum academic requirements for international students. So we'll check that out. Listed by country, you can read all of that, and then you give the following information. Now there are two additional tests you must note. If your bachelor's degree was not taught in English language, make arrangement to take one. But if you're taught in English language, you can visit to verify eligibility requirements. And I've already shared on this channel in one of my videos how you can just take advantage of your English language proficiency letter from either your school and write to them stating that you were taught and learned in English and you communicate in English. English is the language of your official interaction on a daily basis. So you read, you write it, and you speak it, as well as listen and hear it. When you do that, you can apply to seek a waiver just in case you can't find your country on the list. But I will check it out shortly. Now, the step 3 is that the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program application package is this. You must complete the MasterCard Scholars Program application before you apply to UBC. I need you to take note of this. This is to be done first before you apply to UBC. So when you take note of this, is a key thing for us to take note of. It's a key thing to take note of. It will help you and it will guide your application process. To guide your application process. With that knowledge, now there is something I love you to take note of also. We ask that all applications be submitted electronically in a single PDF. Now look at it. They ask that all applications be submitted electronically in a single PDF document via email, as this is faster and costless. Now, late or incomplete, and you can now read that. So based on this, now you will need to go get a PDF merger. Once you get all your documents together, starting with, we'll still go through the documents you need. If your CV is needed, your transcript is needed, your statement of purpose, your essay letter, and maybe a checklist of the scholarship, every other thing, your passport, your identity card, whatever information that we will need. When you get everything, you scan them into PDF. Those that need to be scanned, those are already electronic in nature, should be probably be PDF. And if they are not PDF, convert them, save them as PDFs. And as soon as you save them as PDF, get all the PDFs document and then merge them into one. There's so many PDF mergers on Google Chrome. Just type PDF merger and you can see any of them. Check out the free one and use anyone. I love PDF can be used. It's free. Small PDF merger, that one compresses the documents to be small yet quality. Just check out any one of your choice. I use PDF merger, the first and the second. I love PDF and small PDF. I love PDF and small PDF most often rather. And so just go ahead and check what suits you and go ahead with it. It's free download. Maybe you just watch an ad or two and you're off. And that being said, in order for the selection committee to consider you to determine your eligibility for the scholarship, you must demonstrate financial need, a commitment to give back, and how your education will contribute towards the transformation of your community, your region, or your country. So that being said, you must complete the following. There's an application form that you must ensure that you must submit handwritten. So if you're submitting an application form handwritten, you must ensure that the document is clearly legible. But for me, I would advise that you can write it first, read your stories and all of that, and then type it, put it in a PDF. Don't forget, everything needs to be merged, so it has to be in a PDF for you to convert well. Now you submit your personal statement, answer each question not exceeding the word limit. You must not exceeding the word limit and must be typed and submitted. Essay format is not acceptable. So don't use an essay format, just answer them individually, but make sure that there is a sequence to these essays. I already shot a video on how to attempt and answer MasterCard scholarship essay. I will put the link to it in the description box below. Now you have to submit your CV or resume, of course, relevant education and work experience. Those are two things you should have. Now, provide two references. These should be letter-headed, letters of unofficial letter-headed. So, whosoever is giving you references, they should be able to attest to your community service, volunteering ability, leadership potential, and of course, academics. Any of these four aspects. So, since there are two, the first person can talk on two of it. It depends on the information you furnish them that they will write. And sometimes you can tentatively even structure an essay for them, or and this is you, this is what you have. You like them to read it through, and if it resonates with their conviction about what they know you as, they can just endorse it for you and transfer it to their letterheaded. And if it doesn't, they can rewrite it, but you have supplied them information. Community service, for instance, you've been involved in 7 years volunteering activities, maybe with the United Nations. These are informations they will not know except you carry them along, so you furnish them with those informations. Except also maybe the people recommending you are from the organization where you're working. However, because it's an academic studies, I suggest and advise that you have at least one of the referees be an academician, while the other person can be a professional in any field or even any organization or parastatal where you work. Then you have the December deadline, of course, to send it via email. The email address is a transcript, of course. You can attach unofficial transcript. This is a good thing for you. Unofficial transcript is acceptable, so you can attach unofficial transcript and you're good to go. Now then you submit the checklist application form. You submit the checklist application form, personal statement, CV, two reference letters, all unofficial letterheaded transcript and signed declaration. So all of these are documents you must have, and then you submit everything to this mail here. You have to have it and send them to this mail. And that being said, you're done. Now, when you tell us your story, you have a place to tell them your story. What is the importance of you, and reflect who you are. What is of importance of you, and you must not exceed 300 words. So you're summarizing your life in a simple essay. That's one of the document that's one of the things they must notice. They pay attention to, and to describe your recent meaningful involvement in your community, including what your role is or has been in the activity. Now, why are you interested in this? These are things you must be able to answer. These are questions you should answer, and they are still essay. How have you shown persistence? How have you shown persistence? What event had happened? What obstacle? If you check the video I put in the description link, you realize that these same questions are the same. It has not changed. And so, what else should we know about your financial condition? Yeah, they need to know about your financial condition. So just read through. And I haven't read through all of that. You go ahead and you are on your way to your testimony, of course. Now, there's an application fee waiver for citizens and correspondents from the following countries. So let's check it out. Is your country one of those eligible for fee waiver? So you can see all the countries. My country happens not to be one of these 50 countries. However, the good thing is that there is a disclaimer that you can always apply to request for for to be given this in Nigeria is not part of the 50. Pardon me. Now these are the countries, and you can see the sheet here. Nigeria happens not to be part of it. Nigeria happens not to be part of it, and so we have Nigeria, but we don't have Nigeria in the list. So what would we do? We will just go ahead and check out the disclaimer that is provided there. Please visit it. If your country is not listed above, please request a fee waiver when you're submitting your MasterCard scholarship application package. If you're invited to move to the faculty application step, we will provide instruction on how to use a fee waiver during the program applications. If you submit your application without applying your fee waiver, we are unable to provide a refund. So you must take note of those things. Then they review the process and all of that. And by the end of the period, now that you've read it, you can download the scholars program application. So let's download this. Let's download it by opening it up. That being said, I want us to consider now. Here is the application checklist that you must have answered and filled up, and it must be included in the email you're sending. So you see, when you click, you can edit it. So you answer the questions. Have you filled your resume? Is your resume available? If yes, you check the box. Reference letter, is it available? You check the box. Transcript and all of that. Then you sign and date. Now, when you do that, it means that you have already answered all that is required of that. Then here is your personal information. You fill everything that is required of you. You fill everything that is required of you to the very end. And your education source and funding. All questions, just be as sincere as possible. Answer the things, your employment, of course, and everything. Answer to the latter. And details of your family background is required. Fill it in. Details of your parents, how many dependents, fill them in. People who rely on you. Those are things that shows how much of or need or responsibility on your head. Um, so you have sources of support. Ensure you convert this to Canadian dollar, please. And then if you have a car, you have whatever, list it there. And your travel information also, be as sincere as possible. I keep emphasizing that. And who paid for the trip. Then your personal statements. In your personal statement, ensure the following things are answered. You are telling your story, you're describing your recent involvement, you're describing your interest, why that place, why the school, UBC, and why the course or program you've chosen. And how does it culminate into your future ambition. Then your two reference letter, your transcript should be attached. And then you make a declaration that all that you've provided, your name and date. Now, with that being said, if you do all of this, it meant that you have already provided all the other documents that you've gathered them. So let's go ahead and check what other things you may need. Now we check one of the courses programs which I take for sample. Then you check their admission requirement. Basic. This is a GIS, a master's in GIS, and you can see proof of completion of a basic statistics course, graphic representation, descriptive. You can just check all of these. Highly desirable skills include technical writing skill, experience with computer coding or scripting. And then, of course, you see academic of a bachelor's, average of a B plus, that is a 2-1. Now, what's the English proficiency? You can see English proficiency here. Applicants whose prior degree is from university outside of Canada, in which English is not the language official language, must provide English proficiency. Like a complete list of accepting, you can check out this, and you'll be waived. You'll be waived for you. So, what's the English language proficiency in the last 24 months? If you have any of these, applicants are advised for this. Now, let's say acceptable. They have a few of them. So you can check out alternative tests. In Michigan, this is alternative that is accepted. Now, certificate of proficiency in English. This is usually issued by your school. Can be issued by your school. Certificate of proficiency in English, and is rated a C. So if you have this, then you're good to go. You don't have no need to. And if you don't have it and you're just studied in English, you could also put in an application for yourself, and you are sure to get a good and positive response. So that being said, you must take note of this step 5 in your application, that once you're done and nominated, The university-wide selection will review scholarship applications from the faculty, rank them, and select award recipients. Shortlisted candidate will be contacted at the time and invited to submit a video interview. So prepare yourself. Just in case you decide to be intentional about the application, I can assure you that your testimony is looming around. And once your testimony sets in, you'll be called in for a video interview. And once you get the video interview, you make the submission and you'll be up for UBC in Canada. I hope this video helps. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and let me know where you're watching from and what challenge you may be having that you need a guide on. And I will not hesitate to render it. Also ensure to subscribe if you're a new viewer so that you don't miss out on any application. Remember, I left the link to the essay on how to answer the MasterCard scholarship in the description box below. So take advantage of it, use it judiciously, and it's a sad story that the bonus package I mentioned in that essay video has been exhausted. In fact, there are quite a number of extra persons, but the essay review package is gone for now. But then subscribe, because in subsequent videos, who knows, I might be giving out another free set of essay review bonuses. So make sure you subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from, and I'll shoot subsequent videos that resonate with your course of study and your area of interest. Ta-da!